think I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Hello again, everybody. This is audio turned on. Good. So I just want to let everybody know that I have an eBay store where I sell D&D figures. So if you're interested in picking up some cool miniatures for your game, I've also got a bunch of fantasy figures for armies like skeletons and orcs and things like that. So you should check it out. The eBay store is called Wargaming in Miniature. Go there, pick up your needed figures, and I also do commission painting. So if you have figures that need painting, just comment to me, just message me, and I'll quote you a price. I'm probably the most reasonable painter out there. So yeah, so let me get the group on, and I've got some news for them. And you'll be privy to it. Okay, because it's not a secret. Okay, hang on. All right, guys, I'm back. Now, before we get started in the recap and, scaring ghosts away from a burial mound or whatever, I want to let you know that this campaign will not go on forever. Okay, so you know that. So it's not going to be, it's not the never-ending story, right? So this campaign is a lot of fun. I enjoy you guys. You guys are some of the better. Now you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you guys mesh pretty good together. I think you guys have a good chemistry. And we've had some players in the group early in the campaign that didn't mesh and they left. Okay, so I appreciate you guys being amicable to my game master style. So I appreciate that. Okay, having said that, this game is not going to last forever, right? So you guys are going to get to 20th level, and then where else is there going to go, right? There's nowhere else to go. So I've already started plans on my next campaign, just so you know. It's a ways off, but if you were interested in joining me, I'm putting that offer out to all you guys to join me. Now, if you've only joined this campaign because it's Greek, or if you only joined this campaign because it's D&D, then you might not like the second campaign or the next campaign, because it's not going to be D&D and it's not going to be Greek. It's going to be it's going to be fantasy, and it's going to be medieval. It's not going to be Renaissance, guns and cannons, but it's also not going to be Greek and bronze weapons. It's going to be medieval, with chainmail, plate armor, horses, kings and queens and all that, the standard medieval stuff. And I'm working on that right now. And just think about it. If you want to join me in that venture, I'll drop you some tidbits on the way, so you can kind of get familiar with the setting. The setting is on PDF, so I could easily just attach that to an email or something.
What you said not D&D. What game system are you looking at?
I don't know if I want to reveal that just yet, but it's Harn.
Okay.
Harn. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
I am not.
Okay, well, let me tell you just a couple of things about.
Pathfinder and Cortex.
Yeah, it's not 3.5. It's not D&D. It's not a D20 system. There's no levels, right? So you don't level up your character. You do level up your skills. So it's a skill-based system. So your skills can get better. Based on there's no hit points. There you have like 20 different body locations, like your foot, your ankle, your thigh, your knee, your calf, your hip, your chest, your stomach, your shoulders, your head, your left elbow, your right elbow. Okay, all the way up. And when you hit somebody, you hit a location. If they have armor in that location, it'll absorb some of the hit. If they don't have armor in that location, obviously you went all the way through their armor. So it would behoove people to wear armor all over their body. But then again, armor slows you down and makes it easier for people to hit you because armor slows you down. It doesn't make it harder for people to hit you. One hit can kill you. So imagine not having a helmet.
Or here.
Yeah, just imagine. Exactly. So just imagine like not wearing a helmet and the guy has a great sword and he hits you in the neck. You're probably going to die. It might not be right away. You might have an injury that spurts blood, right? But in a couple of rounds, you're probably dead. So it's pretty harsh like that. Think a medieval fight, or you can even think 300. How many times did a Spartan have to hit somebody to kill them?
I think once.
Not twice, exactly. So when you're in a fight, blocking becomes important. That's an action. You can block. Swinging high, swinging low, those are all like actions. And there's 4 levels of success, if you want to call it that. So you'll have a target number, right? And if you roll under the target number, because it's a percentile system. So let's say your target number is 40 and you roll like a 39, that's a success, right? 1 to 40 would be a success. But if your success ends in a 5 or a 0, then it's a critical. So someone that has a high skill, let's say 70, has twice as much of a critical chance as somebody with a 35. Right? Because if you roll a 60, that's a critical. If you roll a 65, that's a critical. Now, if you fail, then it's just a failure. But if you fail with a 0 or a 5, it's a critical failure. So if you've got a low skill, you have a higher chance of critically failing, right? Okay, so you compare the two. A success always beats a failure, and a critical success always beats a success. So it's like a bar scale. And 2 critical failures, you both fumble. And then if it's 2 critical successes, then you just see who rolled the best die.
Okay.
When you said like...
Ties are broken by the die roll.
Yeah. One swing, one kill just made me remember the first time me and my friend tried Shadowrun.
Yep.
Like, oh no, it is like sci-fi, but yes, you're superhuman, but a bullet is still a bullet. You get hit in the shoulder,
yeah.
You won't get hit again.
Yeah. I do not know everything there is to know about Harn Master, and the world is called Harn World, and you do not have to use them together. You can use Harn World with D&D, right? But D&D doesn't fit with the theme. It's too, how do I say this? Too forgiving. It's too forgiving.
Too forgiving.
Yeah, it's too forgiving. And 5th edition is like super
Friendly.
it's player friendly. It's friendly, and it's very kind to the players. So let's say, just as an example, he swings, he gets a critical success, you get a critical failure. It's the biggest gap of that you could get. He cuts your leg off. What are you gonna do? You know, you're sitting there, you know, doing the old Black Knight from Monty Python. You know,
But a scratch.
it's just a scratch. Yeah. So, of course, you're gonna try to get somebody with some healing, but there's not a lot of those people running around.
Or is it low fantasy?
It's right. It's there are wizards, but think of it like the court
Arthur Legends.
the court wizard, you know, or a
Like is a court wizard like a real wizard or more like a physician kind of deal?
I think magic, because there's monsters.
Alright, magic.
Yeah, because there's monsters. You know,
So it sounds a bit like King Arthur stories. Like there's wizards, but it's like two really famous ones and some people who can do like make it rain in a week.
right? And there's like the Vorpal bunny with big
Yeah.
teeth. No, I'm sorry.
I hate those things.
No. Okay, so let's get into the recap. We're in
They're
a
so
medieval.
vicious.
We're in an ancient. We're not into that. And I haven't worked out all the details yet. It's a little ways off, but I'm leaning towards the heart. Plus, they just announced a Kickstarter for their anniversary rule book. You know, so I don't know if it's going to be 4th edition or if it's just because they're in 3rd edition. So I don't know if it's going to be 3rd edition with all this extra stuff from the Kickstarter. It's a hardback. I assume it's going to have all the erratas, but from 2nd to 3rd, there was really no change. It was just the way they published it was different.
Yeah.
So, okay, kind of like 5th edition is over 10 years old, you know, and 5th edition hasn't really changed, honestly, for the last 10 years.
There's been modules, but they're more like
There's-
DLCs.
Exactly. There's a whole lot of optional rules that we don't use in this campaign. Okay, so let's talk about a recap. Who wants to give me a recap of what happened last week? Anybody?
Oh my God. I have a lot of information, but I don't think.
Okay, so where did it end? It ended with you beating up a bunch of birds. Is that right?
No, it ended with us.
It began that way.
Almost.
That's what I meant. The week before ended with you. And then you started the session shrinking a door.
We began at the Temple of Artemis, about to fight a bunch of birds and a harpy.
Right.
We dealt with them.
Right.
We
Praxis
looked around a little
one-shot
bit. I
Looked
found
around.
a cool potion.
Yep.
Then we went into the temple, and there were more birds.
Yep.
And we dealt with them.
Yep.
Then we deep cleaned the temple while Argus shrunk down to a spider and went into the inner temple that we couldn't find a way into. Found all of the treasures stored inside and the dead bodies, and we said this might be above our pay grade. So we set off back to town to get some assistance in dealing with this.
That's right.
Met Artemis on the way, and she said, "Thank you, and thank you for not robbing my temple," which I would assume was a given, but apparently is worth mentioning. And then she threw a bag of money at me and disappeared. Which Man, if I had a nickel for every time that happened.
I have 2 nickel, but it's weird that it happened twice.
That's right. The coins she gave us were unstamped gold coins, which may present issues and opportunities. We got to town, went to Chiron's house because we couldn't find him anywhere else, and we told him what had happened. After telling his butler it could not wait till morning, when I knew it very much could. We told him everything that had happened. We told him about the eye we found, and that there may be an active witches' coven nearby, and our suspicions that someone is pulling the strings to hunt Lady Artemis. He said he'll look into what he can, and he will send somebody, I forget who, to open the temple door so they can retrieve the dead bodies inside and bury them accordingly.
Payon,
yes. And then we said, okay, sounds good. And we tried to go to bed. But instead of going to bed...
No, you went to bed.
Instead of sleeping properly.
Right.
That's the night I had the dream, right?
Nope.
no.
That was
Okay, that
was
before
a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Okay. Instead of going to bed, we woke up to a bunch of loud, ghostly screaming, and went to look, and there was a ghost. Surprise, surprise.
A couple of them.
Yeah.
A couple of spirits.
I have his name here. Hold on.
In the inn, there was
Galan.
only one.
There was one in the end. That's right.
Yes. Galan was standing in front of this ghost while it just kept talking regardless of what anyone said or did. And it said something along the lines of, it's storming the halls, smashing all the urns, there's a monster, and there's a demon that's stealing all of our souls after the monster smashes our urns. Please help us. And then he said, no, I don't want to go, not like this, and then he vanished.
Yes.
Which means he might be gone. Sad.
Right, he got sucked away.
Yes. So we set off for the nearby Mausoleum of Heroes. Temple, whatever it's called. It's where they bury the heroes.
Right.
The people, yes, the people who are too damaged or whose bodies could not be found at all.
Could not pay the toll.
Or couldn't
Yes.
pay. Yeah. It's for whatever reason they couldn't go to the afterlife, so they were buried there to give them some place to rest.
Yes, instead of wandering the river Styx for all of eternity,
Right.
they can wander the town or the mausoleum. There were two ghosts guarding the door when we got there. And they said something. They said interlopers and
Yeah, they thought we were demons. I mean, that's fair.
acted aggressively. So I beat up one, and everyone else ganged up on the other guy. And then we realized,
Hey, man.
maybe we don't need to fight these guys. And we talked them into standing down and convinced them that we weren't demons. We were here to stop the demon. And they ran off into the distance.
Yeah, because sometime long ago, they were us.
Yeah. And I think that's where we ended, as we were about to enter the temple.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a moonbeam
Yes.
that was moved into the temple, providing a little bit of light, but also taking up a little bit of time. So you should have about 8 turns left or something like that?
On the moonbeam?
Yeah.
It's marked on whatever map. I think it's like 5. I feel like it's low.
Oh, you have it marked on your character or something on the map?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Because if
Yeah, he had a
it's
countdown
30 feet per round, forget
8.
about it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was lower.
Right. And the spirits are right here. They didn't run too far away. And we're not in the initiative order. But don't worry, we will here. But we are going to go in to a sequential order because I need to know how fast this moonbeam counts down, right? But you're not in combat, so you don't have to like act like that. But one of you go, and then we'll start over. Okay, now let me read to you what you can see or what you can hear. I'm going to take Gallus and see what he can see. He can see a moonbeam. He can see a couple of passages to the left and right, and you can see some pillars, and you can see a holy symbol on the ground, right? That holy symbol is Ares.
Yeah, it's a sword.
And
It looks like a sword.
right. Sort of. And I think I put the module, I did, behind my software.
Oops.
Because I don't think I copied everything over yet.
Or is it just this symbol? Because I counted like the arrows too. I'm like, neat. A sword pointing us the way.
Well, it points deeper into the area. I don't know if that's the way.
It's the way.
It's a way. Okay,
The last thing I have in my notes is that we heard commotion coming from the right side.
right.
That's still true.
Right. The Mausoleum of Heroes. 2 reasons why they might not be, and you already described all that. Yeah, dedicated to Ares, the god of war, and managed by his clerics, the mausoleum is also a frequent pilgrimage site for mortals living below Mount Olympus. So they might frequent here or whatever. The 2 warriors. Okay, here we go. Flavor text. An ambling, softly pulsing blue light can be seen flickering through the crumbled stone in the west wing. So imagine someone carrying a torch, but it's blue flame, right? And it's coming from the west wing. Let me see if I can create a blue light. I think I can. Is that blue? That looks blue. Okay.
Is it a will-o-wisp?
Might be. Okay. So, yeah, so you can see that it kind of lights up that side on the left side a little bit. To the east, the sounds of destruction are loud, stomping, crashing, and the scrapings of metal on stone are relentless. Crash, bang, boom. All that's going on the right side. it's like a bull in a china shop.
That's where we'll go. I think it's rather urgent.
Okay.
I have a solution.
So one of you take a turn, and then the next person take a turn, and you guys figure out how you want to do it. So you're running forward because that was more than 3 squares. So
I thought we were singing turn.
we are doing turns, but you are sprinting into combat at 6 spaces. So if there was any kind of trap or anything, you would not get a chance to roll to spot it. Are you sure you want to move that far?
It's a mausoleum. It's quite public. There
Okay.
won't be like a trap door.
Okay. Yeah, so you run in, and you're behind this moonbeam.
I've always wondered if I throw the lover's blade in that, can we aim it?
No,
Oh,
because it's not light.
energy beam.
It's like, it's holy energy.
I'd like to go next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to go slowly because, as far as Raxus is concerned, we don't know how far they've taken over the mausoleum and could have done who knows what to it.
Right. Well, you know they've been here probably at least 30 minutes to an hour. As far as you know. Now, how far are you going to go? If you go 3 spaces, that tells me you're walking. But if you go more than 3, okay, you're going more than 3, so you're kind of dashing along.
Well, 40 is like light jogging. It's
Yeah, it's light
walking.
jogging. It's light jogging. But he is,
And I
but
wanna stay-
but he's
I wanna
running.
stay there.
Anything more than 3 is running. Okay. So, yeah, so you go right there and checking you out. Yep, okay. You can see there's not a whole lot of light on the right side, but there is kind of a bit of a light on the left. And you really can't see the back of the place yet, it looks like. Still in darkness. Who wants to go next?
I would.
Yeah, the main hallway that you guys are in right there is exactly that. It's just a main hallway. It's not, I wouldn't say it was anything special.
I am running straight for the sound of the commotion.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I got.
Those were weird sounds.
You're a weird sound.
That's right.
I know.
Okay, Argus.
Yep, I'll walk in. 1, 2, 3.
And you can
And then
move your beam.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna move it. It's mostly a light source at this point.
Yeah,
So
I gotcha.
I kind of want to see what's over to the right, but don't want to block the path. So like, I guess I can indicate.
Yeah, you can indicate. You can use an arrow or a ping.
So like
that's-
the edge.
That's
the
not.
edge would be.
That's your arrow. No, that's drawing.
Okay. We'll get rid of that.
Okay.
So just up there, so the edge is aligned. I guess
Like
I can
right there?
draw. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Mark a turn down. You did that?
I will do that now.
Okay. Okay, who wants to go first?
Well, if we keep the same order, I'm gonna do the same as Zermetes.
Why don't you move through the moonbeam?
Oh, it's only when I enter it. When I begin my turn in it.
Or enter it.
Or enter
Or
it.
enter it.
Or enter it. All right.
If you willingly enter it.
Yeah. If he moves it onto you, you won't take damage until you start your turn.
All right. So when you say to the east, is it like straight up east or further in?
It's hard to tell because of the echoes, but you can't see it. So it's, I don't know. It could be back here by Raxus. It could be up there by the cliff face. It could be anywhere because there's an echo in the stone chamber.
Darn.
You won't know until you know.
All right. I run inside.
Okay, you can't go diagonal there or there.
Well, there's
Yeah,
some
you can't go
names there.
you have to go through Zemetes because you can't go diagonal through a wall.
Run in there.
Yeah, there you go. So where'd you
Don't let
start?
my space.
You started directly in the middle? Is that where you started? Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here.
So go one square at a time.
One square at a time.
Yeah. How fast can you move? 40?
Well, if it's a whole turn, I have cunning action, so 60.
Yeah. So you can go 40.
Yeah.
Or can you go 30?
I go 40.
You can move 40 normally? That's your speed?
If it's
30.
only my normal speed, then 30, so I'm right there.
Yeah. Well, no, you can move through Zemetes with no problem. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can go one more. There you go. Okay, that's enough. We're going to go ahead and start the initiative order. So you got a free turn. Everybody else is going to fall into initiative order, including yourself. Don't forget to click on your own token before it happens. Okay, let me put that on the token layer.
If you only play this, if it's DnD, I'm like, I have 7 games going on and none of them use the same system. It's very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
All different
Okay, so
I don't
there you
like
go.
that.
That's the Hellbeast.
Is that an axe mace?
It is something. I don't know if I would call it an axe or a mace. I think I would just call it death on a stick.
I would call it painful.
The module calls it a great axe. Okay. You notice he's large, and that great axe has a fairly significant reach. Just so you know.
Significant? Is it 10 or 15?
Yeah.
We'll have to find out.
That's right. You will find out. I guarantee. Are you within 25 of him? Yeah. So you'll find out real soon.
Can you move the moonbeam?
And let me click on this other. Well, when it's his turn.
I also can't see anything.
Yeah, he can only. Now let me descend this.
Reroll. Crap.
Okay, Zermetes, you see Gallus run in, and then you hear bull grunting, and then crash, something breaks. Okay, so let me give you a little flavor text on the East Wing. The bodies of temple clerics are sprawled on the floor. Their blood turns the stone below a deep red. Stone fragments of urns and smashed statues are everywhere, obscuring the former beauty of the architecture. The air feels almost to vibrate with ethereal energy.
Well, Gallus ruined my plan.
Word.
I was gonna run up to the doorway and roar to draw whatever's attention. Now I just have to go in like some kind of chump.
Yeah, and you hear a
Um, huh.
Yeah.
Well, there's 10 feet, 15 and 20, and I can't see anything.
Do you have night vision?
I should.
But do you?
Oh, I
Just
mean,
because you're a Leonin doesn't mean you have night vision. Do you have night vision?
yeah. Well, I have dark vision.
Okay. Sorry, I was moving things on the DM layer.
You're fine.
Let me check your dynamic lighting. It says you have vision. And you got 0 feet of dark vision. It's 60, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. What is nocturnal? Okay.
Ooh, it's purple.
Yeah. So I guess you can see now.
Yeah, it's all purple tinted in the darkness. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's up there. Okay. So there's 20 feet. I am absolutely casting Hunter's Mark on that thing. So let me tick that down.
All right.
And
He's immune to being marked. No, he's not. I don't know what he's immune to, if anything.
pew.
He looks big. I'll give him that. He looks muscular. It looks like he's got a big axe that's gonna like. He looks like a minotaur and a centaur had a baby.
Interesting. Well, after Hunter's Mark, I don't have my Cloak of Stars back. Oh no. Then there's only one thing to do. 30, 40 feet. Perfect.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit him with my spear.
Okay.
It's what I'm here to do.
Okay. Sounds good. Maybe I should get onto the 21 hits.
Okay. For 15 ouchie damage. Piercing. Non-magical piercing.
What's the ouch? Oh, Hunter's Mark.
Yes. Which I think all of my weapons are piercing, so I'm just going to go ahead and change that to piercing. Okay. And then I'm
Okay.
going to get him again.
Okay.
There's a lot of him to hit. 23?
Yeah.
For another 17.
Okay.
And that's... Oh, wait, no, I bonus actioned already. That is it. That is all I've got.
Okay. So when you end your turn, it will take a legendary action.
It misses.
Well, it didn't. It's not attacking. It's taking a legendary action.
I've heard that sentence only twice before.
It will mark Gallus for a charge. That's its legendary action. It's like you can see him. He's like snorting. His head's going down. His feet are moving like he's getting ready. You know, and dust flying behind him, like he's on a drag strip. And it's
A one creature stampede.
Are you done? Obviously you are. Now it's his turn. Okay. So since he marked you for a charge, he's going to...
Yeah, every time I heard he takes a legendary action, it was always TPK.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
no.
we didn't know any better and didn't know what it meant.
I've never had a character die.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
And I hit him.
Okay.
I really thought he was going to run me over and then hit Gallus. He carefully went around me and he got stabbed in the butthole for it. Look at that. Looking at 39 damage.
Nice.
Okay. You'll notice that he's immune to opportunity attacks.
Oh. I'm going to do him anyways, because might as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do a thing here. Actually, since I hit him. Haha. I'm going to use a key point. Make it a stunning strike.
He said opportunity attack, not damage.
Doesn't. Oh.
It's all right. So what is that? A Constitution save?
Yes, Constitution 14. Let me take down my key point.
Okay. Looks like he passed.
Ah, okay. Nothing happened.
Right. He had to use one of his legendary resistances.
Ooh, well, that's, I guess, good to know.
Yeah.
Both that he can fail my save and
Right. So what was your target number?
14.
Yeah, he failed.
Oh.
So he succeeded. And here it is. Got a hit. Okay, got it.
Am I gonna break my
14.
shield today?
Did a 14 hit you?
No.
Wow.
I'd like to use my
Wow.
PVI to let up. No.
You can make him. You can allow him to reroll. Or if he fails to hit, you can. Wait a second. I marked you for a charge. Hold on. I have advantage on that attack since I marked you for a charge. You still missed.
Barrels into the wall behind you.
You know, if he abuses it, I will never vote for him again.
Yeah. If the bull misses its target.
Oh no.
Yeah, hold on. I moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay, yeah, and he does slam into the wall. And it looks like he is dazed. So you have advantage to hit him.
Alright. That's another thing, dazed. That status is on every system I played, but every time it does a different thing.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Yep, I agree. Okay, but either way, his turn is over.
So it gives me advantage.
Yeah, if you attack him.
Of course I'm gonna attack him.
Okay. Go about it then.
Hiya!
With advantage, at least it's not a fumble, so you miss.
Darn.
Anything else?
To avoid the charge, I'm gonna cunning action disengage and move.
If you move away
Wonder
from
Woman.
him, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say if you move back into the room, he could just charge you again. But okay, so you moved around the corner. Got it. Okay, he's gonna take a legendary action. And he's going to...
Go ahead, Rexus. He's gonna use all his legendary thing on us.
No, he's not going to.
I'm sorry, Rexus. He's keeping one for you.
No, I mean it would be a waste because their medis will go right before me, and and then he's going to charge me, and I'm not going to get a chance to charge him. So, okay, so he doesn't use the legendary action. Okay, so this other person, whatever he's doing, the Will-O-Wisp. I should probably open that character sheet. Okay. I will move. What layer did I put that light on? Oh, okay, here we are. It's probably token layer. Okay. Okay. She moved. Raxus. You notice the light on the left went out.
Okay. That's a
I'm
concern
sure it's
for
not
later.
important.
Well, I can't really see who did that.
Correct.
So
You
I'm
hear
going
you hear
to-
a bull in a china shop in the other room.
Mhm. So what I'm going to do is move.
No diagonals around the pillars.
And
Now, from there, you should be able to see, right?
yep.
Okay.
And
He is
I will
dazed.
not-
He's dazed, so you would have advantage if you were allowed to attack him through a wall, which you're not.
Nope. And that,
I lost you, but you can move an additional 5 feet, right? Because that was 40 feet. How fast can you move?
I can only move 40 feet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep. So that's my turn.
Well, you could advance. You just wouldn't get to attack. Or you could hold your action.
Oh yeah, I'd like to hold my action to attack him the moment he gets in range of me, since
Okay.
I don't have much
I'm with
in the
you.
way of reach.
Okay. Argyle. What are we doing?
Okay. Hey guys, what's going on? I can't see anything. So
Now,
I'm gonna-
you can move that through Raxus. But
I
you have to
could.
but you have to move it. It won't hurt him.
Right, but I have no idea where I'm moving it to. So I
Right,
could be
you-
moving on top
but-
of Zermedes.
Is it a bonus action to move it?
No, it's my full action. So
Okay. Well, you can move
Mhm.
30 feet
I'm gonna
and
move 30
then
feet first.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Yep.
okay.
I could point to him like he's right on the other side.
Yeah, but he wants to be able to see what's up. Okay.
And I still can't see anything.
That
So-
that is correct, but you can put it in this area over here if you
Yeah, I
wanted.
do see that there's nothing. There's nothing there.
There?
Yeah. That seems good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me move something. Okay. That was your action. What else?
I have no bonus actions to take and no movement left, so that's it.
Okay. Zermedes. I just want to let you know that that was the best place to put it. Because now he can't skirt around Raxus. Because that blocks him from doing an end around. Okay, Zermedes, what are you going to do?
I am going to do as you thought, and I am going. Boop, boop, boop,
All right, the
To
light move. I'm
there.
like, what the hell just happened?
straight down to the thing.
You have advantage. Raxus doesn't provide you any advantage, but the guy's dazed, so you get to.
Yeah.
The only reason why that is because the wall intersects that corner.
Yeah, I was hoping to get one more over to set Raxus up for his next turn, but 40 is what I got.
Yeah.
And upon that, I have advantage. What else do I need? Stabby, stabby. The 28 for 17. That's good.
Yep, that is good.
And a 17 for, I hope, 16.
Okay. And then what?
And then, oh, the demon's probably gonna be rough, but I feel like if it was also the muscle, it wouldn't need this muscle. So I'm gonna spend a key point. And sorry, the cat unplugged my headset. Using a key point, and I'm going to lay into this thing.
Okay.
18 for 6 bludgeoning,
Okay.
and a 24 for 6 blood. Those are both minimum damage.
Okay.
And that is what I have got.
Okay. So
I need
at
to
the
down.
end of your turn, he attacks you with his hooves.
I bet he misses.
$24
No, that hit.
for 9 piercing,
Oh, that's not that bad.
which probably should be bludgeoning, but it says piercing. Okay.
Hooves get pretty pointy.
Could be pointy. The picture shows him they got kind of spiky. And now it's his turn.
Yeah, it's kind of the last kind of damage I would expect from that weapon.
So he is not dazed anymore. And will not think about what he's doing. He's just going to use his great axe to hit you, Zermedes. He rolls a 19
A 19 hits.
for 14 slashing.
That one hurt.
And then he's going to use his hooves again. And he rolls a 27.
I think. Yeah, he can have that. He can have
And
that.
then he hits you with 11 piercing.
I shouldn't have let him have that.
And then his turn's over. And then it goes to whoever the next person is. Turn order. Gallus.
Yay.
With Mormo on deck. Okay.
You got it, buddy. I hope.
Boop. So I'm gonna move 20 feet over there.
Yes.
So no advantage, but I do get sneak.
Yes.
Hiya! 26.
for 25.
Yeah, 26 for 25 damage, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. He drops to one knee. He's got 3 others, but he drops to one knee, and he's using the axe to prop him up because it looks like he's not long for this life. So what he'll do is he'll strike Gallus with his back hooves. And if he had advantage, it would be a crit, but he doesn't, so it's a 12.
Yay.
Okay. So then we go to Mormo. I think Mormo is going to use an ability on 3 of you, maybe more, depending on where I can position myself. I think that's good. Well, maybe I should give that token sight. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. I see. I see what's going on. I'm clicking on that. There we go. Okay. So Mormo can see everybody. I just had to make sure. And what that means is you see Mormo rematerialize in the middle of the hallway. And what you see looks like a crazed lunatic. You could probably put an entire softball in that mouth. And then she's carrying a sensor and uses frightful presence. If you are within 100 feet of her, which I know everyone is, you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Well, you don't know what the target number is, but it's probably more than an 8.
Isn't that your highest save?
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
But do I still have my DM? Oh yeah, I have my DM inspiration from last time.
Right, but you have to declare you're using it before you roll.
Oh no, I'm just saying that for next time when I have to re-roll.
Oh, okay.
Can I get rid of that?
I would like to use my PVI on Argus here.
Well, you haven't rolled your own yet.
Yeah, but I'm Zermetes.
Well, you can't because Raxus already used it. Gallus and Raxus already rolled.
Okay.
You can't go back. You can't wait to see what everybody rolls to decide to use the PVI.
I had meant to use it as soon as you rolled the 1, but I was muted. But
That's terrible. That's terrible.
I'll hold on to it.
Shame.
I think we
Shame.
all failed.
I think you all did. So you're all affrighted. which means you cannot move closer to Mormo, and while you're within sight of Mormo, you have disadvantage. And then, and that was only 10 feet of Mormo's movement, stepping out of the ethereal plane. We'll use Soul Burn on Argus.
Oh, burn my soul.
You need to make a charisma saving throw. I don't think you get disadvantage for being afraid. I don't think you do. But I'm right on it. You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. Let's define an ability check. Any action other than an attack. Ability check, modifiers. But I would think it's not a saving throw, right? Because I think even, what's the word? When you're tired, exhausted. I think exhaustion separates ability checks and saving throws, right? In different categories. So if that's the case, then yeah, you're right. What was your roll here? 15?
15.
You failed.
Oui.
Okay, that didn't do anything. 18 points of damage.
Yikes. Okay. Minus 18.
Yeah. So this burn is not, it didn't come from the sensor to you. It came from your soul to the sensor. It's like a magnet pulling your soul out of your body for 18 points of damage. You're like grasping at your soul, putting it back where it belongs. Okay. That's Mormo's turn. So the centaur will take a legendary action. The bull centaur will take a legendary action after Mormo's turn and kick Gallus in the head. In the head. Okay. For a 24. I think that hits Gallus.
Yes.
So that's 11 piercing.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge to have that to
5.
or
5.
5.
Rounds down. Okay. Okay, then it's Raxus' turn.
Alright, I will move over.
You can now see Mormo and you can see the bull centaur. Okay. I see who you think is the biggest threat.
Well, we can't move closer to her, so
That's true. So you had to go through Gallus to get there. You couldn't have gone around him.
Fair.
Because you were frightened. Yeah, but you could just run right through Gallus, no problem.
Oh.
And plus, as far as Raxus knows, he just knows some monster is attacking his comrades.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you see Mormo as a monster as well, attacking one of your comrades. pulling his soul out of him. Just can't wait to get that bear form pulled out of him. Okay, that hits. Did you do 14 points of damage? Okay. How did you kill the bull centaur?
I drive my spear right through its neck.
Okay. That's going to be a little hard to do since the head is over by Zermetes. But you do have a spear, so I can see you reaching across his body and stabbing him. Because he's like down on his luck and he's kicking back with his back feet. And you reach over there and just jam it into his spine. And he dies. Falls over dead. And then he uses a legendary action to go, okay. Are you done?
All right. Yes.
Okay. Argus, you cannot...
Do I roll a wisdom save for fear? Or...
Yes, you do. You do. Thank you for reminding me. At the end of your turn, Frightful Presence is a wisdom saving throw. Yep.
All right. I'll use my demon inspiration to get advantage for this.
Okay. Yeah, good use of it. Because it's a high target number. And a 10 doesn't make it.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, so mark that off. Okay, so you're like, I don't want to go back there. Okay. Argus. You can attack her with disadvantage, or you can move away from her.
I should have made a concentration check. I forgot.
Okay, go ahead and make that
For my
now.
moonbeam.
Yeah. Make that now.
Failed.
So it failed.
Moonbeam goes away.
Yeah. Put it outside. Because you never know, you might use it again. Okay.
Yeah. And now I will become bear.
Can you see anything?
Bear.
I can see.
Oh, because she has light. Because
Warm
she's carrying her sensor, which is glowing blue.
Yes. I turn to bear.
I would just have to say I am very. I should not be amazed at how fast that bull centaur went down. But I kind of am. Okay, so let's click off of your token. Okay, so do you want to grow to the left or grow to the right?
To the. I think to the right is a wall, so to the left.
No, there's no wall either way. You're
Okay,
dead.
so to
You're
the
dead
right.
center. Okay. And you notice I grew you backwards because you can't get closer.
Makes sense. Then what I'm gonna do is, can I like feel? Because I can't see anything in terms of where there's that pillar. Can I feel out? I want to hide behind the pillar, but it's like I'm bigger than the pillar, so you can still like see me. But from my perspective, I'm hidden. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the moonlight is coming in from behind you, and then her light is in front of you. Just imagine if she went back to the ethereal plane. You'd be blind. Are you done?
Yep.
Okay, does she have legendary actions? She does. Oh my gosh, she has legendary actions. Okay. One frightened creature. Well, no, you get wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Okay.
Huh? You're not afraid. Okay, you are not afraid. But she can see the other three, and they are all frightened. So she's going to target Zermetes. If you're in range. You are. Okay. Paralyzing fear. You must make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, that's a fail.
I
Unless
think I failed this.
you can use a PBI
Mm,
because it's your because nobody else has rolled yet.
I'll hold on to it.
Okay. So this is what happens. On a failed save, your fear worsens and your speed becomes 0 until the end of your next turn. If the saving throw fails by more than 5, which it did, you are instead paralyzed until the end of your next turn.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're like, that's scary. Okay. And it's the end of your next turn because we're just going to go straight there. And you get, no, wait, I'm sorry. That was the end of Argus. Right. End of Argus. This was a legendary action. It's now your turn. You can't do anything. So at the end of your turn, you can automatically, paralyzation goes away, but you still have the frightful presence you can save from, which is wisdom.
I am going to use my DM inspiration, and by using it, I know I won't need it, but let's see what happens. Click.
22?
22.
Yeah, so you're not afraid either. You're no longer afraid. And those of you that have resisted the fear, you are immune to this scary creature. Okay, so at the end of your turn, you make your fear. It's now her second legendary action. Okay. She's going to pick Zermetes. And you can only be affected by this ability once every hour. So you have to choose one of these two options. Allow the fear to manifest or resist the fear. Okay.
Is this like Ghostbusters allow it to manifest?
What are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of?
What is your Bogart?
Last time I was asked this by the Fates, or at the Fates, it was mostly metaphysical things. Physical things I'm afraid of.
Okay, this is what we'll do.
God, no.
This is what we'll do. We'll put Artemis with a severed head next to you.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. So, let me get my Artemis token.
Me in a prison cell again.
God, art, and token. I don't have one with a severed head. Okay. Everyone can see Artemis with a severed head appears next to him. It's not a you thing. It's a you thing. Okay. So what? But first, are you were allowing it to manifest, or are you resisting it?
How am I being given this choice? Like,
It-
it's starting to appear and I can, like, make a save? Or... 'Cause
Yeah,
if somebody's
it's
at all conscious of this,
right. It's a yeah.
I need to face my fears. I need to be ready for things.
Okay. So you're gonna let
Let it manifest.
it manifest. Okay. So all can see this Artemis character with full armor, glowing from under the armor, but doesn't have a helmet like she did before. There's nothing there. Okay, that was her legendary action at the end of your turn. You allowed it to manifest. While the illusion is manifested, you are frightened. No save. Gallus.
I am still frightened.
You're frightened. You can attack her. Well, actually, you can't. There's a pillar in the way. But you could, if you can't leave the room because that's getting closer to Mormo. You can't go north because that's getting closer to Mormo. You can go through Raxus or south. Or you can just stand there.
Wall there?
Is what?
I don't see it. I see nothing.
Yeah, it's terrible. You can't see anything?
He
Yeah.
doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah. He can see the lights, but yeah, the reason why you can't see into that area is because there's a wall there. You can't go left. You can't go north. You can only go right or south. Or you can stay there.
We'll stay there.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you can make a wisdom saving throw.
Please. Don't be a big mistake. Not a big mistake.
Okay, you pass.
Okay.
You're no longer afraid. But before her turn starts, she uses her third legendary action. She can't. Okay. That next action costs 2 and she can't do it. Okay. So it'll be her turn. She gets all of her legendary actions back. Yay! She can make 2 soul burn attacks. So she'll move to right there. She's going to make a soul burn attack against a bear. So the bear has to make a charisma saving throw using the bear's stats, right? Or no, that's your stats.
It's still my stats.
Yeah.
For charisma.
Yeah.
Oh, I did roll it. 14.
Yeah. You take 9 damage as your soul begins to get pulled out of your body. And the second one will go against Gallus. You got to make a charisma saving throw. A 12 fails. You take 15 damage.
Ow.
And she goes, boogie, 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 I'm so scary. Okay. And then it goes to Raxus.
Zoinks.
And I can see her, right?
She's carrying a light, so I think so.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try and throw javelins at her.
You certainly can. No disadvantage. I mean, you have disadvantage for attacking her, but you don't get disadvantage for like range or anything. But it doesn't matter. You only get 1 level of disadvantage. 14 misses. A 15 hits for 10 damage.
Oh, and that'll be the end of my turn, so I'll try and make another wisdom save.
Yep, that's right. You pass. So right now, the only one that's afraid is Zermetes, right? And that's only because of the... No, or is Gallus? Are you afraid still? No, you're past,
No.
right?
Wait,
Yeah.
So, am I afraid of the dead Artemis or the person over this way?
You are... it just says that you are frightened.
Okay.
And I would assume it's because of Artemis.
Okay. So if later I were to like skirt around her, I could leave because I'm not getting closer, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'm the only one afraid.
But you know that once you're here, you can't move there because that's getting closer.
And I can't make a diagonal step.
Correct. You can't game the system.
Huh. This could be a problem.
You think?
Well, if you were to go to there, you could go to there.
Yeah.
And then you could get out of there.
And then from there, it's just getting further. Okay, cool.
Is it your turn? No, it's Raxus.
No, it's fine.
He threw the javelins. He just finished. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, in that case, she's gonna just chill out. She has this fear lives forever. Nope. Master of fear. It doesn't matter because you're already saved. Okay, yeah, she's done. It's Argus's turn.
Okay, having hid behind this pillar and taken some deep breaths, it's time to face my fears.
I really
move in.
appreciated that joke.
I've got 40 move, so that's all within.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then I have multi attacks. I make a bite attack first at Mormo for a 22.
Yeah, that hits. You bite into something that's not really there. So she's not there, but like she's incorporeal. She's a spirit creature. So you bite her, but it's like biting into jello. Or what would you call it? Ectoplasm or whatever. It's like biting into junk. Okay, but either way, that's your bite.
For 7, and then I'll try to claw back some of my soul for 18 for 10.
Yeah, that hits her as well. And that claw just cuts some of her ectoplasm away.
Back in there.
And she's also immune to being frightened. Just thought I'd let you know there, Zermetes. Okay, Zermetes.
Okay. I am, in fact, going to get out of here so I can actually do something.
Yeah.
That's only 25 feet of movement. That's not bad. I'm going to use a bonus action to shift my hunter's mark from the massive Minotaur Centaur corpse to her.
Sure. Okay.
And then I'm going to look her up and down and say, I have your eye. I will return it if you free the souls.
Huh. She reaches up and goes, I still have my eyes. I don't know.
It was worth a try. I thought she was the witch. Anyways.
So that was your turn because you spent
Yes.
over 6 seconds to talk to her?
Yes.
Are you going to attack her or anything?
No, I'm generally trying the easy solution. And
Okay.
if that doesn't work, next turn I get to stab her.
So where's the eye at? It's in a pack somewhere.
Yeah, it's in my bag.
Okay. So Gallus, what do you want to do?
Dude.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I gotta move this. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it's following me?
Yes. It came up to you and it's like, save me, save me. You're afraid.
Excellent.
I'm gonna
That's
go
fun.
through Zermedes and go there.
Yes, you can do that. Because it's a round pillar, you can actually attack her. She'll just get a bonus on her armor class.
I'm gonna attack her.
Okay. That hits. 12.
12 magic then.
That's right. Yeah, yours, when you hit, it finds purchase and it feels like you're stabbing a person's body. And she's like, oh, that hurts. Why would you do that to me? Okay.
Like, that never happened before.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So she's decided she's going to use 2 soul burns on Gallus. That's a charisma saving throw. Oh, okay. And one more. Okay, so you passed. So I'm going to roll 4d10, and then you'll take half damage. So instead of 27, you only take 13.
I can work with that.
Mm-hmm. And because it's not a dex saving throw, you can't half it,
Darn.
right? Because I think that's what your dodge says. It has to be a dex saving throw.
All dex saving throws and attack rolls.
Right.
Plus, your uncanny dodge also takes a reaction, which you used. I think you used last turn.
Well, you get it back at the start of your turn. So,
Yeah.
But Mormo's done. So we go to Raxus.
All right. I'd like to move for that spirit to try and get through her.
Okay, you can't move through that. That's a person. That's Artemis. She doesn't have a head.
If you try to step on Headless Artemis, I will have a problem with you.
Yeah, that's an actual person. It's not a spirit. It's, well, I wouldn't say a person.
Oh.
It's a headless god.
Oh, okay. I was confused as to what that was.
Yeah. Now,
Can I-
Mormo looks like a spirit of some kind, but this is Zermedes' fear actually manifested into reality.
All right. Is there any way I can move to try and get to Mormo where I'm at?
Not unless you got to reach a 10. I mean, there are other paths to get there, but I'm not going to tell you.
I can see several, but it's not my turn.
But you also have night vision.
1, 2, 3.
Well, I'm gonna have to shove Headless Artemis out of my way.
Okay, you can do that. You can make a shove attack on Artemis.
Nothing personal, but I gotta get through. What do I gotta make to shove her out of the way?
Are you actually doing a physical, I'm going to grab her and push her out of the way?
Well, yes, we need to get rid of this
Okay.
spirit woman, so...
Okay, make an athletics roll. You miss her. You're just so used to bumping heads, there's no head there. Okay.
I really want to get to Morma, so I'll use my second attack to do another shove to get to
You,
Morma.
you can do that. 18's not good enough. Maybe if you had advantage, but no, 18's not good enough. She's a god. You're not pushing a god around. Okay. Argus.
All right. I bite again at Mormo.
Okay.
17 for 12.
17 hits for half damage. 6. Okay, sounds good.
Oh yeah, this sounds. I can do the division for you then. For 5 claw for 5.
Okay. Done?
Yep, that is all.
Dermedes.
She did not respond. I will stab her.
Okay. She did respond. It was just sucking his soul out.
So it's not her eye. Good to know. So I'm disadvantaged from fear. Does Argus give me advantage?
For why? Oh, the bear? No, bears
Yeah.
don't give you advantage.
Oh, okay.
Argus never gives advantage.
I didn't think so. Worth
It
a
needs to
shot.
be a martial class.
Yeah, he's not martial.
Well, stabby.
Maybe if I was a war bear.
That's absolutely
Yeah.
A war bear.
Warg.
19.
A 19 does hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pew. For 18 piercing, but non-magical, so 9.
Correct. Okay.
And boop.
13 misses.
Oh, shame.
When you went to thrust, Artemis kind of grabbed your arm and kept you from thrusting.
I don't like this. Key point. Final key point.
Okay.
Let's go, baby.
Bonus.
And kick this witch.
18 hits. 18 hits.
For 3.
Is that the hunter's mark? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, get rid of that.
Shouldn't it be 4?
No, because hunter's mark only applies to weapon attacks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, right.
So just
okay.
7, so 3. Because I don't have magical fists yet.
Got it. Right.
And then, yeah, a 22 for another 3.
Okay.
You befoul my goddess. Pay the price. And that's what I got.
Okay. Gallus.
Well, I'm gonna attack. It's gonna die eventually. I hope.
A 25 does hit.
26 damage.
Yep. Do you want to know how many hit points she has left?
Is it between 1 and 3?
No, it's between 1 and 1.
Why does it keep happening to me?
But now it's her turn. So,
All the other rogues steal kills. I get all my kills stolen.
Oh,
I don't
And I
think
can't even use my PVI on your damage because, well, look at it.
Okay. Fat fingers didn't spell properly. Whoa, this is a lot of text. Okay. Um, okay. She uses her ability to go ethereal. Okay, I thought I put that on the... Okay, I must have put it on the DM layer. I did. Okay, just FYI, she's not coming back from the ethereal plane. So do you guys have any way to affect her on the ethereal plane?
no. I have nothing that can do that.
Nope.
Oh, I don't know why I had a timer going. This is...
Hunter's Mark.
Anyways. Yeah, well, Hunter's Mark is an hour. I think I had that because I usually Hunter's Mark and Cloak of Stars.
But either way, your fear doesn't go away because Mormo didn't die.
Yeah. Well, I can't affect the ethereal plane, but I have advantage to track her, if that helps at all.
Okay. Does your Hunter's Mark reach into the ethereal plane?
Nope. But if she comes out and I find the tracks within an hour, I won't.
Okay. Yeah, it says you can only be affected by creatures from that plane. They cannot perceive you, cannot interact with you, unless they have a special ability or magic that gives them the ability. You ignore objects, allowing you to move through objects. Yeah, because she's basically a ghost, right?
Well, you can hit ghosts.
Only when they're visible.
She's on another plane.
Yeah, so you can't see her, so you can't hit her.
Gone.
Yeah, she's gone, and she's not coming back because she only has 1 hit point. She has no way to heal herself, so she's gonna go take a long rest, and then she'll come back and scare someone again. Okay, so this fight is effectively over because she's not coming back. Or at least 24 hours.
And I'm blind again.
And there is an Artemis there. And you're afraid. You don't have any saving throw. You're just afraid. But I think it won't affect you for more than an hour. I think is what it said, right?
Yes.
Or it can only be used on you for an hour. Hold on. That's paralyzing fear. Oh, I don't know. Hold on. That is not paralyzing fear. Manifest fear. It can only be affected by this ability once every hour. So what do you want to do about it?
Well, it's apparently following me.
Yep.
It's horrific, and it's everything I don't want to happen. But it's also what I'm starting to think what we're doing some of these jobs for is to prevent this very thing.
What are the rest of you guys trying to help him out? Because he's got this.
Argus, make it go away.
This real fear is affecting him, getting in his way, preventing him from moving through doorways and stuff like that.
Argus,
She'll
make it go away.
She'll get to the door before you to prevent you from going that way every time. You're basically immobilized. She's annoying. She's being annoying, but you guys aren't afraid of it. But he is.
Yeah, because like you said, a headless. So because she didn't really appear to us like as Artemis, we just see a headless feminine body.
Right. So
Yeah.
what are you guys gonna do?
Gallus is loving it though. Dead God.
Dallas doesn't want gods to die.
I would do something, but all of it would be disrespectful to Lady Artemis.
Argus, touch me and make it go away. I know you can do that.
I can't see anything. It's dark.
I'm right next to you. Reach out. Reach towards my voice and touch me. Make it go away.
Touch me.
I can't. I need to sleep. I have nothing.
All right.
I see.
Yeah.
Do we hear
Pathetic.
more commotion except Zermid is screaming?
No, it's pretty quiet now in the temple.
Perhaps Payon could make it. Could remedy this.
The last time I went to
Okay, you
Payon,
hear
I get laughed at.
you hear someone lighting a torch.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was just gonna move over here and sit down. And then we hear torch.
Yep,
Uh,
you hear someone lighting a torch.
wipe the blood out of my. I know it was burning. All right.
You three. I seem to be stuck here. You three should see who's lighting a torch, or get Chiron, or something, and I will wait here in case that thing comes back.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to make sure this thing has a token assigned to it. Okay, it does. There we go. Okay, and then you see this guy come running out from behind the statue back there. Right? You know, the statue back here. An elderly member of the clergy was hiding behind the stone altar in the north end of the wing. He rushes out from hiding and says, "Hello, hello, hello! Thank you for coming to our aid." And then he bows and he says, "I am Platon, a cleric of Ares."
And you hid?
Yes, I saw everyone else get slaughtered. I panicked. It was scary.
You worship Ares.
And you are still currently afraid. And Artemis keeps getting in your way. and you were cowering.
And I have to ask, how exactly did all this happen? How did a spirit get past all of you clerics here, along with whatever that bull centaur thing was?
We're not warriors, we're clerics. What do you think this is? D&D?
I understand. I'm just wanting to ask how this all happened, as I figured you would have had some precaution against spirits.
Oh
ward off
yeah,
spirits.
yeah. We can like, tend to like minor cuts and bruises, and give you water when you're thirsty, and sweep the temple when it gets dusty. Light the candles when they go out. We're not warriors.
That is fair.
I was gonna say, like, you are a cleric of the god of war. You don't know how to wage it. And then I was like, well, I pray the goddess of the sea, and I don't know how to sail.
Exactly.
Okay, so he says, if you want, the statue of Ares is in the, and then he points. It's in the back right there, and you can go there and receive his blessing.
Very well then.
Yeah, all you have to do is stand in front of it and hit activate.
And are there any? And also, are there any other survivors beyond you?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen any.
All right.
A lot of work to be done. We're gonna have to tell Chiron.
Indeed. This is
So, does anybody want to receive the blessing of Ares?
No,
Zermetes doesn't, because he's got something between him and the temp thing. He can't move forward.
I
I'll
would
go
like
for
to, but my best bet, I think, is to sit here with my eyes closed and try to weather this trial.
well. I'll
Okay,
go for
make
it.
a wisdom saving throw.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. A 12.
Yeah, you're struggling.
I'll go for the blessing and see what it's all about.
Okay.
I'll go too.
Okay.
Yep.
Argus?
Yeah, it
If it's
doesn't
that
say-
easy,
Yeah.
press the button for.
Okay.
Press the button for bonus.
Okay.
I'm like, it doesn't say doesn't accept gift. It just said don't do what they say.
Okay. So he basically holds the torch and mutters a few words in Latin, in old Greek celestial, and he's like blah 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 blah, and he says a few things, and then you can see that the torch kind of flickers a little bit from the wind. I mean, from the blessings. Ares has blessed you.
All right.
Okay.
And I'm thankful for his blessing.
All right.
And I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay. So those of you that got the blessing got a +1 strength permanent increase.
All right.
Gonna help your druid buddy there. He has no carry limit.
Wait, now, wait. Before the helmet of toll, what was your strength, Raxus?
18, 17. It was 17 before, and now it's
17,
18.
so it doesn't change. Because it's still 18.
No, it was 17 before, now it got boosted up to 18.
No, because the ornithol says your strength is 18.
Yes.
If it's
It's
not
19.
better.
So,
No, it does. No, the helmet doesn't give you a +1 strength. It gives you an 18.
When
Regardless,
he removes it,
You'll still
you're
have an
gonna
8.
have 8.
You'll still have an 18.
well, regardless of all that, I feel it's best that we go get Kyron and inform him of what happened here.
Though the helmet makes his strength 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm saying it doesn't become 20.
Well, we can discuss semantics of that later. Right now, I feel like we should get to waking up Kyron and telling him of what happened here, as this is very concerning that a spirit attacked a mausoleum of warriors and heroes.
Can we do it tomorrow?
You two may do it tomorrow. I'm going to go get Kyron now, as this matter is incredibly important.
I shall be here when you return, safeguarding the mausoleum.
Okay, what are you doing while they're gone?
Sitting cross-legged on the floor with my eyes closed, trying not to panic with this Artemis begging me for help with no head.
Okay. Give me another wisdom saving throw.
14.
Yep, you're still afraid. Okay.
Slowly getting higher.
There,
I mean,
there.
she keeps getting in my way, so it's easier to stay here. And I'm not just gonna sit here and look at her. So, eyes closed.
Okay, so after an hour, she doesn't recast the spell on you, so Artemis will disappear.
Okay.
Because she can do it to you every hour.
So about the time they get back to town.
Yeah, it's only 5 minutes away.
Oh, that's right. I'm
Yeah.
used to us going on long walks.
Yeah. So they, where do you go when you go back into town?
Well, I'm gonna go.
The cleric, is looking for Chiron, and he'll go up to his villa.
Oh, I said I was going to go to where Kyron's villa was to get him about everything.
Okay. Yeah. So you go up to Chiron's villa, and you're greeted by his butler.
Is Kyron here?
Hello. Who may I say is calling? He knows you. He saw you earlier in the day yesterday, but he's acting like he doesn't know who you are. Who may I say is calling?
Raxus.
And why are you going to disturb Chiron after midnight?
There was an attack at the mausoleum. From what I gathered, all but one of the clerics there have been butchered by a spirit that from what we can assume escaped the underworld and a strange bull centaur abomination that aided it.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me go fetch Chiron, and then he disappears back into the villa. And your buddy Platon, he's standing there right behind you. And then I'm assuming Argus and Gallus is with Raxus.
Yep.
I wanted to go to sleep. So.
Okay. So you're going back to the inn? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Chiron shows up.
Yeah. There's no use for all of us to be there.
Okay. And Chiron says, I heard there was a commotion. Some spirits came into town, and then you guys ran off to go to the Mausoleum of Heroes. And Platon, what happened? What's going on? And he's like, oh, we were attacked by a demon and a ghost, and then these stewards came in and banished them, sent them packing. And then Chiron looks at you, Raxus, and says, is this true?
Yes.
Okay. He kind of rubs his eyes with his hands, and then he says, well, this is serious. Wait just a second. And then he goes into his villa. You can hear his horse clops, clop, 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 as he's walking through his villa. And then he comes back with a bag. And he's like, this is not much, but it is, think of it like a gesture of appreciation for your efforts. And he gives you a bag of coins.
All right.
Which has 2,000 gold pieces in it.
All right. I'll take that and split it amongst the party for later. Also, Byron, after survivors for the attack are accounted for, I'd like to assist in helping repair the damages to the mausoleum. It was a shame that it was defiled by a demon and a rogue spirit.
And Platon's like, oh, thank you. I heard you were a worshiper of Hephaestus, so there's not much better than a craftsman that worships Hephaestus.
Yes, and hopefully with my help we can rebuild the mausoleum to be just as it was beforehand, if not better.
Okay.
Before those spirits left.
Yeah, I can't estimate how long that's going to take, but I would assume it's going to be more than a couple of weeks. You know,
That's more than fine.
Yeah, putting the stones back in place and all that good stuff. Okay. Yeah. So Gallus went to bed, and Zermetes is nowhere to be found. And Platon's like, well, it's midnight, so you don't want to start work now. You probably want to work on it in the morning.
Of course.
Right.
Well, good night, Platon, and hopefully we will be able to find more survivors of what happened tonight.
Okay.
I apologize that we weren't there sooner to help.
Yeah. I understand. Okay. So after a short little sidebar with Chiron and Platon and the fighting, you head back to the inn and resume your long rest. What are you doing with the 2,000 gold? You gonna keep it? I mean, the only one there was Argus.
Well, other Argus was like, well, I give him his half, and I'll take my half and go about my business back to sleep.
There you go. So you each get 1,000 gold. And all you have to do is sleep in an extra hour, and you would have your full long rest. So everybody can get their long rest. Even Zermetes. Zermetes, you have a nightmare. But you still get a long rest. And it doesn't give you any madness. But you do have a nightmare.
Okay.
And
a regular one.
Yeah, a regular nightmare. Yeah.
That's understandable, I think.
Yeah, dogs are chasing you. I don't know. Or you're stuck in a tree, one or the other.
Regular dogs? We fought Cerberus. That's insulting. Or Cerberus's...
A Cerberus hound.
Before I leave the mausoleum, I
Mhm.
would like to take that weird axe mace thing and
Oh.
drag it back with me.
Okay.
It's a trophy.
Yeah. It. Give me a second. It's called a great axe. Art. There it is. Yeah, 1d12 slashing damage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's heavy.
I can imagine.
But you're not taking it to use it. You're taking it to show everybody what a badass you are.
Yes.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, you can drag it back to town. No problem.
So everyone's probably already gone back to bed by this point.
Yeah.
And I just burst into the inn with this great axe.
Right. Which you'll notice there are lots of weapons and shields and helmets and animal heads and stuff like that all around this.
Yeah, it's a Greek thing. I mean, it's an everyone thing, but
yeah, it's a
Greek
lodge.
like-
It's a lodge. It's kind of like a gathering place of heroes and champions and stuff like that. And so they display that kind of stuff. So do you just lean it up against a wall somewhere?
no, I'll
Take it to your room?
Take it to my room for now.
Okay.
If it just shows up, someone might throw it out.
Right. Right. I mean, it's got blood and stuff all over it. And stonework mixed in with the blood.
Nice. Then I will. Yeah, I'll have to present it to.
You could start a fire, and when the
Go
water
on.
comes down, you can wash it. Like in a shower.
I'll
Okay.
just hold on to it for now.
Okay, so you put it in your room. And maybe that's what your nightmare was he was back and he was using his axe on you or whatever. And when you wake up, your axe is still sitting in the room
With some of my blood on it.
with some of your blood on it. Okay. Okay, you guys wake up with Galan. It's a little later. You guys had an interrupted evening, so you sleep in a little bit further. But so you wake up with Galan cursing and using the F-bomb and just kicking tables and knocking plates over and stuff. He's in the main hall just all pissed off.
I go downstairs to see what's the problem.
There's no stairs. You're all on the ground
sorry.
floor. Yeah, you're all on the
Okay.
ground floor. There is a big vaulted roof, so you would think this place might be 2 stories, but it's mainly just big open air.
Well, I want to go see what's up with going. What's the problem?
Damn
Everything all right?
damn mother effers, it's not their fault. I know it's not their fault, but damn, I cooked 200 freaking pies and they're going to cancel the celebration. That's some bullshit. You want a pie? You want a pie? And then he goes into the kitchen, he pulls a pie out and he throws it on the table to the point where it breaks open and spills over the table. Here, have a pie.
Okay. I take the pie.
Okay, yeah, so it's broken. but that's okay. You can scoop up bits and pieces of it, and it's now a breakfast apple pie. So when you take a bite into it, you can tell that it is not well made. It is all the other food that you have eaten here has been very delectable. It's very high end, re-energizes you. It's like it's got laced with cocaine or whatever. It's like really good. But this pie seems to have some kind of like, it's heavily spiced, like paprika, sage, salt. You're eating an apple pie that just doesn't taste good. And then Galan comes out with a stack of pies, and he goes, "You think your friends would want some? Here, have these." He throws them down.
It's still the second worst pie he given us.
That's true. Yeah, these were competition pies. These were not to be enjoyed. These are to cause people to vomit.
Maybe I'll pass on those pies then.
Yeah, the contest was to see how many of these you could eat. And you would think, it's just how big was my stomach? How much can I swallow? No, it's how many of these could I get past because they suck so bad. It's like they got pepper in them or something. Who knows? But it's like there's a mixture of herbs and spices that don't belong in an apple pie. And he goes, and all the rotten apples too, going to waste. Well, actually, they're probably not going to waste, but all these pies are going to waste. Just because the people are getting sick, and I think it's just because of the rain. People walking around in the rain, people training in the rain or whittling are going to get sick. That's what you do in the rain. You get sick. I don't get sick. I'm immune to disease. But like normal human beings, they get sick. And then there's, just because a few people are sick, you shouldn't cancel the entire thing. And then all the judges were killed in last night's raid because normally we use the Hall of Champions clerics as our judges, and they're all dead. So that's not their fault. Can't blame them for dying. But, yeah.
Galan, would you like to work out some stress?
Here, have a pie. And he hands you a pie. Gently. Here you go. You're not going to like it. You're not going to like it, but...
I shall pass this time.
Okay. He throws it across the room like a frisbee.
I go get the great axe from my room.
Okay.
Would you like to borrow this and work out some stress?
It's bigger than he is. He can't even lift that.
It'd be really fun if he could just like.
Well, it is only like 30 pounds, so he probably could lift it, but it would be like lifting weights. It wouldn't be like using it as a weapon.
Oh God, you could put your heaven against press it.
Where did you get that? That's a 4-sided axe. A 4-bladed axe. It looks like a mace for a giant.
Yes, the thing that attacked the mausoleum was wielding it.
And you think it's safe to bring that in here? Is it cursed?
No.
Oh.
Well, yes, it is safe to bring in here. No, it is not cursed.
Okay. I trust you. You guys are adventurers like I was.
You took an arrow to the knee?
No.
Oh.
No, he won a pub.
Yeah.
Well, if you would not like to smash the pies with this, I would like to add it to the trophies.
Oh, smash pies with it.
Yeah, don't hit a person.
Oh, that was my first thought, was to just smash the tables and the inn. Okay, I'm not that mad. I'm just upset that I spent all night making these pies. I've been awake for like 72 hours straight. And then this ghost comes in here and starts yelling, keeping people from sleeping. I'm on edge. And then I got to cook breakfast for everybody. He has helpers. They are there and they're working. He's not alone, but he's acting like he's alone.
What if you just didn't? What if you just stayed in bed all day and said everyone can do without me for one day?
Well, they can't do without me. Half the town's getting sick.
So they won't be coming in here. They'll be staying home in bed.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like they can do without you. For one day. You can pretend to be sick like them.
But that would be lying. And we are under scrutiny from the gods. And then he looks up. And when he does that, you hear something come from the inn itself. Ah.
From the gods.
Yeah. Because there's music coming from the inn.
What if Raxus covers for you for the day?
I would, but I promised to help rebuild the mausoleum after the attack last night.
Well, if everyone's sick, I don't think they're working on it today.
Well, everyone's not sick, but I just heard that they canceled because some important people are sick and dead.
Again.
Right.
We should, that may be a job for us if everyone is getting sick.
Doing the whole day doing odd jobs.
Nevertheless, I did give my word to help in repairs to the mausoleum.
Yes. Not
Okay.
today.
So this guy comes into the inn. He looks like an assistant to an assistant. He's like the third assistant, right? He comes in. He comes into the inn.
Intern.
An intern, right? He comes. He's young, but not violating any child labor laws. And he comes in to the inn. He looks around. He sees you guys because you stand out like a sore thumb, and he walks over to you and says, "Chiron needs you. He wants you to meet him." Hang on. He wants you to meet him at the vineyard, the main house.
Alright.
Do you know where that is? Just way down here.
Yes.
This one here is the main house, the bigger one. Yeah, he said he wants you to meet him there. He said it was urgent. I don't know what it's about, but I need to get back to work. My nanny is coughing.
Alright. The squire's page.
Yeah, he's like a page. Exactly. And he leaves. He goes about his business. It's still early in the morning. You're looking at like 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that.
Let's go.
All right. So you gather your belongings and head out. You can see when you step outside, you can see that there are people in the town square, taking down and disassembling the booths.
Sad.
Yeah. And okay, so where's the party token? There it is. When you guys get, oh, what am I doing over there? Turning the token into something freaky. Okay, so when you guys get to about there or so, you see from a balcony Chiron. He's standing on a balcony, and he sees you coming up the road, and he waves you up to the balcony. There's a set of external stairs, that go up to the balcony on the second floor. I assume you guys go up the balcony.
Yes.
It's a wooden home or whatever. It's mostly all wooden, and you step up. And then once you guys all like get on the balcony, he's like, okay, I'm glad you came so quickly. And then he steps inside the house. He opens up the door on the balcony and goes inside the house, and he ushers you inside with him. So I assume you all go inside. He closes the door, and got a little bit of flavor text for you. Light spills in through vast windows overlooking the vineyard. Vases stuffed with bright smelling flowers mask an odor of sweat, and a sprawling bed nestles the restless but unconscious body of a tall and stocky satyr. Hold on, let me get up to the vineyard. There he is. Boop. There we go. He's sleeping on the bed. Basically, he's sleeping on the bed. And Chiron and you guys just walked in, made all kinds of noise. He probably should be awake. A body of a tall and stocky satyr. His long brown hair is soaked through, and his hooves kick out from under the sheets in distress. It's like he's having a nightmare. An elegant figure with golden hair and completely solid silver eyes is tending to the satyr, gently patting his forehead with a damp cloth. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. The person tending to the satyr is Payon, right? It's the town cleric, right? The
angel.
Yeah, we'll call him the
Town
angel.
angel.
We'll call him the angel, the town angel. Yeah, he's tending to Gregorius. This guy's name is Gregorius. Well, you already see that art, Gregorius. Boop. He's the vineyard owner, is what Chiron is saying. He owns the vineyard. He makes the best wine in all of Greece. And he makes this wine for his fellow stewards. If you've been in the inn or anything and you drank any wine, this is the wine you would have been drinking. Plus, he makes wine for the gods. Awkward silence.
Yes.
What seems to be the problem?
The page said it was urgent.
Well, 2 days ago, when it was raining. Cepheus, the tomb keeper, fell ill before dying within the night. The next day, another fell ill, dying that evening. Here on the third day, Gregorius is now ill with the same symptoms. If the pattern holds, he will die tonight. They all seem unrelated. They don't live in the same house. They don't do the same jobs. And you can see that Gregorius is feverish. You know, he's sweating all over his body. And he's restless. So he's like moving around, but he's unconscious. One might have been a poor circumstance, but two, that's a coincidence. And with the third illness, you've got to investigate this and figure out what's going on. Now, Cepheus and Melita, those are the two that died. See if there's any connection.
Where are their bodies? Have they already been buried?
They're at their residence awaiting afterlife preparations. Now, you can go to Cepheus's house. Remember, he was the tomb keeper. And Melita, you might recognize that name. The Game Master never used it, but you might have recognized this name. She's one of the blacksmith apprentices. And since you worked there all day, you might have heard her or saw her walking around.
Hey. Wait, you said the tomb keeper was the first?
Yes. The night of the rain is when he died. And then the next night, because the night of the rain, you might have seen Melita working in the blacksmith shop, making stalls and stuff like that, helping drive nails and that kind of stuff. And then the following night, she got sick and died. And then you went on the adventures to the bird college, and when you got back, Gregorius is sick, and he's probably going to die tonight.
Is Gregorius able to speak?
No, he is unconscious, having some kind of nightmare. You know, you can see he's kicking his feet, and he's restless, moving around, and he's profusely sweating.
And it's only been one person sick at a time, correct?
Yeah, only one person has shown symptoms at a time. Yeah. They might have all been sick at the same time, but you know, some people don't show their systems. Yeah.
So let's do it different.
And Payon says, "This is beyond my understanding." If I had more clues, or if I had more, you know, evidence or something, I might be able to try to figure it out. But this just looks like a fever that doesn't break.
Is there only one person that tends the tombs, or does he have assistants? Or should I say, did he have assistants?
Yes. Um, he would have assistance when he asked for it.
But normally it would just be him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna get tricky to get a
Well, if
accurate
he
history.
given the strange things we have seen in the immediate area recently, I'm worried this is not a disease. It's maybe a curse or another strange witch or spirit. We have seen a lot of those. Perhaps something happened at the tombs. We should look there first.
Do you
If
detect something, Argus?
Well, what sort of diagnosis have you done, Payon? Have you checked to see if it's magical at all, or you just think it's a fever?
Yeah, it's beyond my understanding.
Mm.
It would make sense that it could be magical, considering that, for all we know, a spirit of related to plagues and such could have escaped.
remember when we brought the boar back and Payon wanted, well, we asked Payon to help.
You just ask the elf.
Yes. So if it is something not a disease, I don't think Payon has the skills to address that. So maybe we should ask for other help while we're here. Or, Gallus, you are quite skilled. Maybe there's something you could do.
In is illness.
Chiron,
No, I'm not
Chiron
this-
says, Chiron interjects, interrupts you and says, so which home would you like to go to first? Cepheus or Melita? So you can put your hands or eyes or whatever you're going to put on the victims
Yeah.
so you can find some clues, because right now you're just
Yeah.
making
or-
you're making assumptions, or you're diagnosing without any evidence.
I would prefer Cephas first.
Okay. Yeah, he shows you where his
beginning?
home is. Yeah, he shows you where his home is. It's right there. Okay, it's the one there. It's the one that leads directly into the cemetery area.
It's so
Okay, it takes you just if you guys head out and go down the balcony and you just head over there, it'll just take you a couple of minutes.
It's so frustrating. I'm like, yeah, and it would be usually we take notes and then.
Well, you
remember
guys,
none of
since
the
you're
thing what I-
walking, now you can talk or come up with some plan, or you can wait till you get there.
All right, it's
Because
gonna
you
get
can't
to-
really make a plan without any facts.
Yes, since we cannot get like any kind of history from the one that's currently sick, we need to find out where the two other victims went that were alike or something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, just see if
then-
there's any kind of connection between the two,
yeah, matchups. Then we're gonna
because they don't work in the
investigate
same
that.
place and they don't run in the same circles, or they wouldn't have been able to. I don't think it's a physical, like virus or anything. It's
But
probably spiritual of some kind, because that's the name of everything in this world. There's no such thing as magic. It's all related to the gods. Right? Right. Okay, so you get to Cephas's house. There is an old woman there, opens the door for you. She is when I say old, I'm talking 60-ish, and she's not. Oh, my mouse! What's going on with it? Okay, there we go. She's very nice, hunchback, walks around with a cane, and says, "Welcome, come on in. I assume Chiron sent you to see Kephis. I did my best to prepare him, but Chiron didn't want me to disturb him. But it's too late. He was the first to fall sick. So I had already,
Clean.
tampered him and cleaned him. Yeah, exactly. But he's laying right here. Okay, and so what you see is an elderly human gentleman with long, fraying hair and a beard to match his years. His skin is light olive, relatively untouched by the sun. His clothes have been changed into sleepwear. No, from sleepwear to a set of robes for his journey to the afterlife.
Was the satyr this pale also?
No.
Oh.
No, this guy's pale because he works in the cemetery.
Oh.
He doesn't come out in daytime.
And what is your relation to Kaphis?
I have no relationship. I was just asked to come over here and clean him up.
Ah, okay.
No, Dan.
And then she giggles. She giggles.
Doesn't have any family, friends that we can question.
No.
Did you notice anything unusual on the body when cleaning up?
And then
Then
then she leans in and says, "Hello, young man. Are you human?"
Okay. Sometimes.
She can't even see her own hands.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why she does this job pretty good, because she doesn't, have to see what she's doing.
Well,
But yeah, here's the body.
Maybe we should inspect the body.
So if you want to do an investigation check on the body, you definitely can. If you want to do it as a party, if you have two people with the proficiency in investigation, then you can take advantage.
I would like to investigate.
Do you have proficiency?
Yes.
Does somebody else have proficiency in investigation?
No.
No.
Darn.
Suffer.
Okay, no advantage.
20.
Well, damn. Okay, so that means you barely figured out the first clue.
I also rolled an 11.
You notice a number of things.
Things.
There are strange bruises on the body in the shape of hooves. That's one thing. What, the Hellbeast? Oh, Chiron. Yeah.
Chiron
Okay.
did it.
Yeah, Chiron. Yeah, Chiron.
No,
I
if
never
it
know.
was Hellbeast,
Okay.
Case closed.
bigger.
Right, and then there's an animal bite mark on their body.
Oh, I did it.
I'm
It's
the murderer.
It's an animal bite mark with a fairly large mouth. And finally, okay, okay, the bite mark of a large mouth. Right, I guess. How could you not have a bite that didn't come from a mouth? Whatever. Okay. There's also very light burns around the bite mark.
Okay.
Is this bite mark on like the neck or the arms or the torso?
It says on their body.
Okay.
So maybe around their chest, their heart, their waist, like right in this area, like around the rib cage.
Okay.
But
And that's the only thing you can find that's you feel like you stripped this guy down and you gave him a cavity search, and this is what you found. You went over him with a fine tooth comb.
like, I know it's a stretch, but did like, from the looks of it, was it the cause of death? Those bruises and like, are they like fairly recent? Like, because
So
those are just wound
So the
marks.
question is, how similar are these two victims?
That's right. We gotta go investigate victim number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's more stuff we
Oh,
want to
we
do
have
here.
another one that's sick at the inn.
Yeah, so if
Didn't
you,
have that.
well, you don't know.
Right. We should go check out Malia if we're done here, and then return to Gargarius.
Okay, so you're gone over to Malia's house, which she has one of the little yurts that's over by the Cap and Hammer. You go over there and she is also prepared for burial. She is alone. There's no one in that house. So when you go in, you just see a dead body. She bears the stature of a great warrior, right? I mean, for one thing, she's a blacksmith, and so she works out a lot. Even for a human, she is towering. The darkness of her skin helps highlight sun-bleached hair, which has been braided tightly back, and she has also been adorned in ceremonial armor. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna.
I will investigate her.
You gonna give her a cavity search?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Make an investigation. You're not gonna let Gallus do it.
He seems uneasy about this one. Gallus, would you like to?
I with very like uneasy feel on my face, I will take out the ceremonial armor.
Well,
Like,
while they're
I'm
doing,
not fairly like, I pray to my goddess, but I'm not a very pious man. But like, you don't desecrate the dead, but it's a life or death situation, so I peel off the armor to investigate.
Okay, make an investigation check.
while they're doing
You'll get
that,
you get a +3.
while they're doing that, can I look around the house to see what could have caused, if there was anything that could have came in to cause bruises similar? if they find any on them.
Yeah. You look around the house and you're like looking through her belongings and stuff, and you wanted to see if there's any clues in the house. But you'll notice that with your investigation check and with the bonus that I gave you, she has strange bruises on her body in the shape of hooves. And there's a bite mark on her boob of a large mouth. And it's actually a little burned. Right there on her rib cage. It looks almost identical.
Mm.
So, are two of you proficient in history?
I'm proficient in history.
I'm not.
Nope.
Praxis, history?
No.
Okay. Argus, make a history roll.
Historical check.
Did you add your intelligence? I mean,
Yeah, I rolled a 3 on the d20. So that 3 plus 6 is 9. Very
Yeah.
sad.
yeah. So this seems very historical. It's because two people on opposite sides of the village got the same wounds.
Right. I should record this. This will be.
Too bad you can't write.
He can draw. You got druid language, don't you?
I can speak
Druidic.
Yeah, druidic is not a vocal language, it is a written language.
Oh, they're runes.
Yeah, they're runes and plants and
Mm.
the way you position the bushes and stuff like that. That's druidic. So when someone comes into your garden, they know what message that you have told them, like you told them to keep out or whatever.
So we got physical thieves scanned.
Yeah, exactly. It's a druid thieves' cant. Okay, so yeah, you recognize that there are similarities, right? They're almost exactly the same wounds, but you can't put two and two together because you just don't know history.
And what's
I was-
bothering me is we don't have their history. We don't have anyone to check on their.
Their history has nothing to do with their wounds.
And, well, the best thing we can do going forward is take what we found and check with Gregorius to see if what we found matches up with him.
Like
And-
maybe he has the same wounds.
Yep.
Okay.
I have an idea. So, if he had a large burned bite wound, I guarantee that would have come up while we were in the room. So, they get sick. They have a fever that won't break. And apparently, at least in this case, Gregorius isn't waking up. And then they die not long after.
But
And
by
so-
those bites.
yes, so what if something is attacking him in his dreams? Like what happened to me with the cesarean. But for real.
Or maybe those symptoms are not what's killing them. Maybe it's like one of your marks.
But my marks? What do you mean my marks?
Something's haunting them, something mystical, and the symptoms are what's shown.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But like maybe in their sleep, and that's why it's only one person at a time.
You mean actual night?
Yes, a
mares?
nightmare. Yes.
Well,
I have
We
seen
cannot-
stranger things in the past week.
we cannot enter his dream, so
If somebody wants to make a survival roll, they can.
I'm good at those.
and you have advantage.
I would like to use my PVI.
Or do we not already have advantage because of? Oh, wait, never mind.
I got a 12 and an 8, but this time I got a 20.
The bites
So,
do look like they're horse bites.
Perhaps he's.
Hmm.
Perhaps they're being haunted by a dream horse. A nightmare. Yes. We have
Always
seen
wa-
spider people and a centaur minotaur and some scary ghost lady and a dead god haunting me for an hour and then vanishing.
With the inclination that this might be a horse, you can retake your history check.
Oh. Let's not mess it up this time.
Is that why it's called nightmare?
Too bad.
Um,
You don't know. Nobody else has history, right?
Correct.
Nah.
Yep. So nobody gave you advantage.
And I already used my PVI.
Yep.
it's okay.
Hmm.
Well, we should head back to confirm if these bites and bruises appear before or after
Okay.
they die.
So you head
Let's
back
dress her
to
back up.
you head back to the vineyard and you go upstairs to where Gregorius is being tended to, and Chiron is still there, and Paon is still there, and they're still trying to keep him comfortable and, witnesses to his death. Yeah. You find anything?
Well, all the dead had bite marks that look like horse bite marks that slightly burned their skin, and bruises that look like hooves. Almost identical to each other. Like in the same place.
I think there is a demon horse in their mind.
Argus, can you try the thing you did on Zermetes?
There is a story of the mares of Diomedes, and they were man-eating horses, and Diomedes tamed them.
Okay.
And now, if their spirits escaped the underworld, they might have become feral again. And then Paon looks over at him and says, that's going to require the flesh of Diomedes. But he's been long since dead. And then Chiron, they're having their own conversation. Chiron says, but there's a flower called King's Blood, which only grows around Diomedes' remains. And it's sometimes used to quell fevers. If there's a connection to Diomedes and the mares, it may be useful.
And where is the remains of Diomedes?
He's in the Tomb of Kings.
Also, why would these mares require his flesh?
Taming them require Diomedes. Like,
Did
to
he
be in
feed
the
them
flesh.
Himself?
What?
Did he feed them himself?
I don't know. It's a story, and I don't remember it. But,
You're both immortal. I don't believe you.
so you're saying that if you're immortal, you can't forget things? Okay. I would think that you would forget a lot of things if you're immortal.
Do you?
I would think that you would forget almost everything. Because you're just getting more and more information and more information. Something's got to go somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, look at me. I'm in my mid-20s and I barely remember high school.
I've never forgotten anything.
Yeah, I don't remember being born. Okay. So, yeah, he's in the remains are in the tomb of kings. Now, the Tomb of Kings is defended by traps to prevent looting. And Cepheus was the only one who knew how to bypass them. And Paeon says, "Oh, wait. I know a phrase. I made this phrase to help me remember.
Oh no.
The phrase is, count on the gods as your eyes and pay the ferryman a prize." That should help you get through the traps.
Excellent.
Okay, so if you see this big building in the cemetery, that's the entrance to the Tomb of Kings. And Karen looks at you expectantly.
Like I said, it's very easy to forget, like, count on the gods, and then I don't remember.
Oh, I'll tell you. Count on the gods as your eyes and pay the ferryman a prize.
Don't worry. I will remember. I have never forgotten anything.
He wrote it down.
I can't read.
Mason wrote it down. Okay.
I actually did.
I know.
I
All
wrote
right.
it down in
The
spiritual symbols.
the mausoleum in the cemetery is the Tomb of Kings.
Mm.
It was tended to by one of the victims. And then Chiron gets up and opens the door.
Right. Before we go, because
Yeah.
if we somehow forget the catchphrase and die to traps, there's
Yeah.
a couple things I want to try.
Okay.
Can we undress Gargaros?
Why would you want to do that?
Gar-
We're trying to bundle him
to-
up. We're wrapping him up in blankets.
Only take a moment. I just wants to inspect his body.
Yeah, he doesn't have any bites on him.
Okay. And then as we wrap him up, there are two things I'll try on you. In case I do not return, I will lesser restoration him.
Do you, as you begin to cast it, Chiron puts his hand over your mouth and says, "Do you think that simple magics is going to remove a curse of the gods?"
Well,
Well, it is magic from the gods, so.
Do you think a simple concoction or a incantation is going to remove a plot point. No, I mean,
Argus,
Mm-hmm.
while I think it's worth a shot, I would much rather you preserve your energies for when I inevitably set off every single one of these traps.
What are you going to do, Zermedes?
You have seen what's happened so far. Either I'm going to see it and walk into it, or I'm going to walk into it without seeing it. Either way, I am going to set off every one of these traps. I already know it.
Dead Artemis will push you into a trap.
Yes, so I would prefer Gallus preserve his, or Argus preserve his strength to help me back up, please. I know I will need it.
And that's basically why he stopped you. He says, you preserve your strength because you are a steward, you are not a god.
You've seen what's happened every time we go somewhere. I am going to walk into every one of these traps.
The first word of that restoration spell is lesser. If you have remove curse, maybe, but probably not. Do you have a spell called remove curse? No, because it's like 100th level to get that spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's probably
I don't
not
have it.
gonna be the answer, but because we talked about play on words.
It's only 3rd level.
Ah,
So at what level do you have to be to get a 3rd level spell? 5?
I have 3rd level spells.
Yeah.
Sorry, those are 0, 1, 2. Yeah, those are 3rd. But I do not have remove curse. I have just
Right.
magic.
That's a cleric spell. It's also a paladin spell. But yeah, it's and a wizard. It's just not a druid spell.
so everyone but you.
Well, fighters can't do it. Okay, so
Eldritch Knight could, I think. Just not as their first 2 spells.
just save your strength. Because Zermedes is going to trip a trap.
You have
Okay.
seen what happens to me.
He's going to do it just to spite his own face.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Do I?
You didn't use
that
it.
spell
He
right now?
stopped you.
Okay.
He used his reaction to stop you.
I am the greatest, most singularly talented individual in the world, with terrible luck to offset that great talent.
Okay, so I'm putting you guys into the cemetery. When you guys step into the cemetery, you immediately notice there's a chill that comes over you. It's almost like everyone here is dead.
they are.
Inside.
The Tomb of Kings appears little more than a modest stone mausoleum. 4 white pillars holds the peak roof aloft, where a recess in the triangle frames sculptures of a monarch on his throne. So, it's like the Lincoln Memorial. With subjects bearing gifts on either side. 2 great stone slabs mark the door. It opens. You don't have to recite a poem or anything to get the door to open. It just opens. Stairs lead down into the darkness.
Count on the gods as your eyes. Pay the fairman a prize.
Because we were big on play on words, I'm like, count on the gods. How many hotels were there in the temple?
So
Hotel?
it's dark. What do you guys want to do?
Count.
I
on the
think
gods.
3 of you are blind.
I light my hand on fire.
All right.
Thank you.
Boom. Okay, so you have a candlelight, and you go on down. Okay, Gandalf. Right.
We shall
It-
pass.
When you light this, you realize it only goes down about 30 feet, but still, it's dark. and it leads down to a circular room, which is also about 30-foot diameter. This is a preparation chamber. You recognize it. This is where the tomb keeper would have brought people and prepared a mortuary. This is where they prepare you to bury you. Three tunnels split off, east, north, and west. And each of them has a door bearing the name of a king or queen.
This is not a very large place.
A spiral of checkered marble decorates the floor of this circular chamber. Black pillars reach to a domed navy ceiling, peppered with holes for light to streak through and form beams in the dusty air. In the center, a marble slab stands ready for the preparation of bodies. White instruments are neatly laid along mantles set between the pillars. Opposite the stairs, a corridor leads into darkness, as does another on the left and the right. So at this point, if you had to, the flame can go on as long as you want, right? It's a cantrip. But
yeah.
If you wanted to, you could turn it off because there is light coming in through the roof. Even though it's very little, it's coming through pinholes, basically. And you're at the staircase looking into this room. It looks very weird, right? You got everything. You got the pillars, the passageways, these beams of light shining on the floor in particular locations to mark something.
Yeah. I heard a story about these light temples. Let's see if it.
The
actually,
ceiling forms a constellation, or the constellations, all of them. Okay, so you're basically in an observatory. You look up and there's the stars. Okay, what were you gonna do? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I turn off the candles that way we can see all the light more clearly, and there isn't interferent light.
Okay, when you turn your light source off, you're allowed to make a perception check. That's anybody. Anybody who wants to make a perception check can make it.
I will.
Yep.
That's what I'm here for.
Is it one and I can help, or do we each make one?
You all can roll.
Oh,
19. That is low. This is not your day. This is not your day, right?
I'm waiting for my eyes to adjust now that you put the fire out.
Me too.
Each starlight that hits the floor, that tile is a pressure plate. So basically, the constellation points out where all the traps are. But you couldn't see that if you had your own light out. What would you like to do?
Does Gallus tell us about the trap?
Nope.
Or-
No, he didn't say anything. He just stood there quietly, letting you guys explode the room.
I'm going to walk forward to investigate the slab.
Zermedes, you know when you said traps,
Yes.
I make him notice that these are pressure plates.
Okay, so in that case, Zermedes, you get to make a dex saving throw, but with advantage because Gallus almost caught you.
21.
Okay, so you take one step into the room, and it just happens to be not on a light plate. So you don't,
Look around like,
and then he pulls you back, and then says,
yeah, everywhere the light touches is actually a pressure plate. That make him like make sure he sees them.
the target number was 17, by the way.
Oh. Thank you for the warning. I would,
Because there's a lot of them. If you can imagine all the constellations, there's a lot of little dots on the floor.
yeah, I took some astronomy classes. Yeah. Even just the big constellations.
Right,
That's a
it's
lot of
just the big
stars.
ones. It's just the big ones, but it's still
That's a lot of stars.
it's still a lot of stars. Right.
I said the big one. You mean the 88?
No, there's probably something like 20 different ones.
All right.
But they come with like 5 or 6 stars each. Right? So that's like 100 beams of light on the floor.
I just remembered, like the Argo constellation doesn't exist because the Argo is not constructed yet. Probably a different thing.
Argo is old news.
But the
I said I
Argonauts
was
doesn't
going to
exist.
set off every trap, and I am a man of my word. I'll do it on the way out.
You're going to what?
I'll do it on the way out, not right now.
Okay.
I'll come back if I have
Okay, so what do you want to do?
Try to walk carefully without stepping on the lights. This is an action movie now.
Right. So you're
Using my cat-like flexibility.
you are trying to remember her name. The lasers and bending up and down and going through them. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a name either.
Dun, 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 dun.
The one that gave her husband cancer of the mouth. She did.
I'm not good at actor names.
Yeah, she gave her husband cancer of the mouth because he went down on her too often. No lie. Okay. True story. Okay, so yeah, so you're going to one of the doors, I take it?
I can't read. I just know that it's a door. So yeah.
Right. Each door is simple. An engraved name marks the ruler inside with a knocker of hammered brass hanging below.
So that room would have been so much easier if anyone could read.
The ring is held up by a simple round fixture with a circular recess no bigger than 2 inches, bearing a different monarch's profiled face for each door.
There's a face on this door. Is it a man or a woman?
It says, as each door along the corridor is marked with a name, the players only need to search for Diomedes.
But we can't read!
Well, it's got a face on it, and these other doors have faces, so we can rule out the ones that are queens. I think. Diomedes is a boy name, right?
Yeah.
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 If you want to make a history check, now that you know the name Diomedes, you might be able to recognize him.
I got this, guys. This time.
You've never even heard of the man before.
Well, yeah, he might have heard of him. Because you were told the name by Chiron. Do you have advantage?
No.
Then you don't know.
You've never even heard of him before today.
10. Yeah, I don't recognize any of them.
Did all your skill check today was below 10?
I rolled really well on attacks earlier in the fight, and that was all my good rolls.
Look, I am a man of great skill and no luck. Argus is a man of great luck and no skill. We balance each other. I don't mean that, Argus. You are quite valuable.
Our only caster, we love you.
Please keep picking me up. And don't turn into a bear and maul me. That would be unfortunate. I would not like that.
This seems like a rather hazardous and inconvenient work environment.
The temple or us?
This, well...
Okay, so there are 4 doors along this hallway, and one of them is a female, so the other 3 are potentially the correct door.
Well,
so do you want to go to door 3 is what you're saying?
I have a feeling about that one.
Wait. I have an idea.
Okay.
And
that logs their medis.
I take out my unmarked gold coin and I look at the first door with a guy on it.
Okay.
Not that one. I vote the second one.
Okay, you come to the second door. There is a knocker.
So I go to Rexus. I go number 1, you go number 3.
I think we should go in the room together. There are traps.
That is fair. And
We have to pay the ferryman's price.
Yeah, but if the trap is sprung, then we all gonna get it.
Wait.
Counterpoint to that, if we do this divided, we all risk being attacked by these traps with no one to help us.
Yes, that's why I said we should go in together.
Well, you're all pretty close because it's only like a 30-foot area. You guys are tight in there anyway.
I was going to... Raxus, I was going to ask if this was one of the times where I need to knock before entering. But...
I would say that would be a good idea.
Pay the ferryman a prize. Charon, the ferryman. The doors have faces on them. You have to put a coin on their eye.
Good thinking.
Okay, so the faces are turned sideways, right? And the knocker is below the face. There's like a little round indent and a ring, right? So if you were to like put a coin on an eye and let go, it would just slide off.
Okay.
I mean, you could hold it up there, but
I'm going to look all over the door carefully for like a little slot or something.
make a perception check. It's an arcade door.
Right, the Egyptians had some crazy stuff going on.
some weird stuff.
Like pressure plates and stuff. I don't know.
A check of the knocker reveals a mechanism. A coin or similar object can be placed within the recess of the knocker.
So it is a slot door.
I mean, it was basically handed to us, but I was still right. I'm gonna put my coin into the little indent,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna open my door.
Okay.
Behind the first door.
Heaving forward the stone door, the tomb of Diomedes is revealed. It was number 2.
I was right consistently.
Just lucky. Though it is small and narrow for a king, the walls bear remains of a mural depicting chariots racing around a lake. Against the back wall, a lofty ceiling accommodates an overbearing statue of a muscle-clad figure adorned with impressive plate armor. Well, like a Penelope or whatever it is.
Yes.
Like breastplate and skirt and the plates around his shins and his forearms. And a helmet. Like what Rexus has. But this statue is probably 10 feet tall. A lofty ceiling accommodates an overbearing statue of a muscle-clad figure adorned with impressive plate. Behind the billowing beard is a faint glimpse of a sinister smile. In the tomb's... Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, this does look like the kind of man who would raise man-eating horses.
Right. In the tomb's center is a sarcophagus with 4 sculpted mare heads for pillars, supporting a lid carved with a resting figure resembling the statue. Around the base are flowers which have forced their way through the stone and happily blossom in bright red despite the lack of light. Their petals dripping with thick crimson liquid.
That is so metal.
Yeah, so there are 4 horses as like the legs of the sarcophagus. And growing up out of the cracks near each leg is a flower.
Oh, this is bad. Okay, I'm going to use my dagger to try and cut one of the flowers. I don't want to damage the whole thing by yanking it out and like crushing it. So I'm just going to cut it near the stone.
Your druid has a golden sickle.
Oh.
Don't you?
You do?
I do? A golden sickle?
Don't you? Don't all druids carry a golden sickle? Just for harvesting plants?
If you do and you've been holding out on me.
But either way, if he doesn't, he's not a true druid. You guys have, you go down there with your knife and you cut it as if it was a golden sickle. And yeah, you cut
Those
it.
are unfair stereotypes.
I know, right?
Yeah. I'm a rogue.
Maybe
and I
that's a
don't
Celtic.
have stealth.
Maybe those are Celtic druids, but still. Yeah, a golden sickle. You should have one. Don't write it
Maybe
down if you
I'll
don't. Okay.
get one.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I can
rogue
harvest the
that
plants.
have a
The
decent
untrustworthy.
But he
Calling
just
the
cut
dark
one of the stems, and he has one of the plants in his hands. One of
Yeah, that's
the
Celtic
flowers.
Okay,
Later.
so I have a flower.
You have a flower.
I have a flower. He did not say how many we needed.
That is true, but there are 4.
He also did not specify how this was going to help. He said this flower is used to bring down fevers, but they said that as an afterthought. They said, it's also used to bring down fevers. I think the flowers are either to lure out the mares or to somehow make it so we can fight them. So to be safe, maybe we should take one each.
Yeah, take the full.
They grew up through the stone with no light. I'm sure they will grow back in time if we take all 4.
Yeah. I have no problem with that. I guess.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, these are like demonic flowers. I don't know. I don't know about these.
There's
Like,
a good chance someone's gonna eat it.
Yeah.
There are no demons. There is only
Zoo.
spirits.
These are
I like.
unnatural flowers.
I would see those flowers on the metal album cover.
Yeah, it's like a flower dripping blood. Okay, so is one person gonna carry them all, or are you gonna like each take one? Are you each gonna cut one down, or how are you gonna do this?
I think each of us should cut our own.
Put a
Feels
little personal stake in it.
Yeah. So all of our fates are twined together. Okay, I go cut a flower.
Okay, you got a flower. It's not hard to get down there and use your fake golden sickle and cut it. It's called a dagger. I don't even know if you own a dagger.
That I think I do.
You may borrow mine if you don't.
Most people don't have daggers. They have axes and
knives.
swords.
Yeah.
Not us. We only get.
But I mean, you can get down there with a sword and go.
I have a short sword.
Yeah, you got a short sword. You can cut
I
it.
have a small
with-
knife,
There you go.
not a dagger.
There you go. A small knife. There you are. You got it.
Oh, I'm sorry. My dagger is the lover's blade.
That's right. You're like magic.
Magic.
Okay. Raxus, you grab a flower. Okay, so everybody's got a flower. You make your way out of the tomb, and you make your way past the constellations, up the stairs, out into the graveyard, and then down to Gregorius in the vineyard. Right? Okay.
Okay.
Once you return with the flower, Payon takes your flowers from you. He breaks the petals. He breaks the petals off, and he begins preparation to turn the petals and other ingredients into a thick red tea. He's brewing it, right? He's got the petals and the water. He's got his tea bag. No, he's got other ingredients.
Pistol.
Yeah, a little pistol, and crunching it up, and then putting it in there, throwing some water in there, and once it's ready, he sits it off to the side to let it cool, right? And then he takes it and pours it down Gregorius's throat. The fever soon fades. Gregorius is still stuck in sleep, just as distressed. He's just not sweating all over the place.
Oh, we took care of the symptom, not the disease.
And so Payon and Chiron look at each other with knowing eyes, and they have like a moment together, and then they look at you, right? Look at your party. There's only one option left.
Are we going in his brain?
You are going to enter his dream.
How are we going to do that exactly?
And you will have to battle the creatures yourselves. Well, to send you into his dream takes about an hour to prepare. And he gets all the little herbs and lines the rug on the floor, and then he says, everybody sit in a circle around the bed, which has now been moved into the center of the room. Chalk markings are sprawled across the ground and ceiling in some language you don't speak, interspersed with components and offerings such as heron feathers and the weave of a fine silk. And he created a drink for you to drink so you can sleep. Basically, it's like a knockout potion. So you can be knocked out, and then he will start his So he passes the drink around. I assume you all take a swig.
Oh yeah.
And then Payon starts an incantation. He starts mumbling to himself, and it's more like brown noise or whatever, because it lulls you into unconsciousness. Your eyes open to a familiar view under a darkened sky. Stars masked by fumes, low walls of lattice and grapevines flank either side of you, like you're in a vineyard. A scent of ash seeps into your lungs as a roar of fire arcs across the vineyard, not 100 feet away. A scream of a man echoes in the distance. Stomping across the vineyard, a giant of ashen skin, rippled muscles, and a beard of fire. Okay, hang on. Boop, boopy doop. Where are we at? Art. Gregorius. That's not the one. Art. Okay. Stomping across the river, a giant of ashen skin. When I say giant, I mean huge. This guy is, you stand up to his knees. Stomping across the vineyard, a giant of ashen skin, rippled muscles, and a beard of fire lets out a menacing laughter so deep it reverberates in your bones. Clad in black and bronze plate, wielding chains within each hand, he raises a fist and slices down to send a chain rippling across the ground, barely missing the monstrous horses circling him, their pounding hooves kicking up a thick dust. The horses themselves have coats of black, with manes and tails wreathed in fire. One of them spews black fire at the giant in retaliation. Amidst the chaos, a tall and stout satyr scrambles to avoid the chaos. Suddenly, the horses change pace and charge towards you at an incredible speed.
I call shenanigans.
There are 4 horses.
One
Be-
each.
Before the combat, you can choose to make a dex saving throw. These horses, each horse is charging directly at you. And this is where we will start next week. Because I don't want to start this fight and then have to stop it in the middle. But it looks like the giant is the aggressor. But he also might just be trying to tame the horses that are running around fighting back.
And people are just getting caught up in it. Well, not people. Your friend Gregorius, yeah. His dream person, just like you and him are all dreams. Yeah.
But these horses are coming at you to do something, and you can make a dex saving throw if you want. And I'll remind you next week. You don't have to succeed, but you might want to. I don't know.
I figured, since fire horses sound like they're real bad.
Yeah, there is a map that I just moved you to, just so you can see it. Where is there a party token? I just want to put a party token on the map just so you can kind of see it. Can you see the map now?
Yes.
It looks awesome.
It's crazy looking. Yeah, it's his house, sort of, some vineyards, sort of, a giant, sort of, and horses and Gregorius and all that. I'll have to place all that for next week. All right, that was fun. Let's vote.
All right.
I almost rolled it instead of whispering it.
/R.
Okay, I got Gallus, Zermetes.
No, don't tell us who got voted for.
No, these are all froms.
I know what we gotta do. One of
Got
us is gonna distract
Argus.
the giants and the horses. The others have to grab
Okay,
Gregarious.
so Argus knows who he voted for, and the other three voted for Argus.
Wow.
Like we said, we love you, Argus.
I voted Argus for the funny jokes that no one laughed at.
Okay, so Zermetes has Newell, and Argus has one.
Guys, he changed into a bear and then moved over to catch his bear.
All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go. I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I am starting to get hungry.
Oh,
So,
good gosh.
Good night.
Please eat some, man.
yeah. And I think the rainstorm stopped. So
I
it
don't
should
hear
be
it
good.
anymore.
Yeah. So it probably went by. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go then. Good night.
Alright.
Bye.
And everybody, whoa. Is the stream still going? What's going on here? Yeah, okay, there it is. It's a black screen right now, but if you jumped in the middle of the stream, at the very beginning, I made a comment that if you go to eBay and you go to Wargaming in Miniatures store, that's my store, you'll see a lot of D&D miniatures, and you'll also see a lot of World War II, Napoleonics, Ancients, you know, that kind of stuff. But I do have a lot of fantasy figures on there, like elves and orcs and skeletons and humans, a little bit of everything for D&D, but also for like fantasy wargaming and stuff like that. So if you're interested in figures, go check it out. Also, I do commission work, So if you need some of your own miniatures painted and you like what you see on the eBay site, then just drop me a message and we'll work something out and I'll get you a commission going. And I work really quick. Usually turnaround's only a couple of weeks, and my prices are very reasonable. So thank you, and thank you for watching this D&D episode. I think it was exciting, and now we've got the end of this was kind of an investigation, but nothing too complicated. It was pretty straightforward, and should be fun next week. You're going to be in a dreamscape. All right, I'll see you in the next one.